Hi, everyone. Wow, that's loud. My name is Raman Kalyan. I'm on the Microsoft 365 compliance team, and thank you so much for making the time to come here this afternoon, the last session of the day on a Tuesday. I hope you've had a great Ignite or Envision or both, whichever conference you're attending, and I really appreciate you coming to this session to learn about how you can accelerate your GDPR compliance with Microsoft 365. Some really exciting stuff here that we got going on. So we're trying to make this as interactive as we can. We've got some good demos. We've got some videos. We have some great content. Certainly appreciate you staying to ask any questions towards the end. And I'm joined here today by two of my esteemed colleagues on our team. Tina Ying, who's a product manager on the Microsoft 365 compliance side, and she focuses on our compliance manager product. How many of you have actually seen or used a compliance manager? Few folks, okay, good. Then I've got Bhavi Rangarajan from our engineering team, and he and his team are focused on building a lot of the great solutions that help us not only on the data governance side, but also for data subject requests, which are an important part of the GDPR. How many of you have had data subject requests or had to deal with those in your organization? A few here. Well, we've had to deal with a ton of those at Microsoft, as you can imagine, on our consumer side. And so it's really important the kind of work that Bhavi and his team are doing there. So we're excited to talk to you today about GDPR. So let's get started. Sound here.
Is profoundly impacting our lives. From the way we connect with each other to how we interpret our world. While this helps all of us achieve more than ever before, it leaves an extensive trail of growing personal and business data that needs to be protected. To thrive in this privacy-focused era, you need a trusted partner who can help you make the most of the opportunities that lie ahead.
Our mission to empower every person and organization on the planet to achieve more. And trust is at the core of this.
At Microsoft, we believe privacy is a fundamental human right, and trust is the most important thing we can earn. That's why we've embraced Europe's General Data Protection Regulation.
When it comes to privacy, we will ensure your data is private and is under your control. When it comes to compliance, we will manage your data in accordance with the law of the land. We will also be transparent about both the collection of data and the uses of data. We will ensure that all your data is secure. These are the 4 strong commitments that we will make in everything we do.
So the GDPR, as many of you know, is a complex set of requirements. I found out recently from a lawyer in our group that there's actually 91 articles that are in the GDPR with tons of different requirements. And our team, both across engineering, legal, finance, marketing, in fact, we have a fairly robust organization that helps us deal with regulations such as the GDPR. We kind of looked at this and we said, you know, what is it that we need to do? And not only what is it that we need to do, but how can we help our customers as they go through this journey and they're using our cloud? So, you know, the GDPR itself is really focused in on personal privacy rights of individuals. How do you put into place tighter controls to ensure that you know what sensitive data, what personal data you have where, and how can you protect that? You need to also have tools in place to be able to govern that data, to ensure that it's not being shared inappropriately, that it's not being deleted inadvertently, or that when you actually need to be able to find it for a data subject request, you can do so in an efficient manner in a way that actually saves you time and cost. And so we at Microsoft, you know, we really kind of took this to heart, and one of the things that we did beyond actually working, we had, if you read our blogs, we had over 3,000 people with 1,600 engineers working on GDPR compliance for Microsoft 365. We then went out to customers because we wanted to understand directly from them what was most important to them, what was top of mind. And so we did this survey in November of 2016 where we went out and we said, or 2017, where we said, hey, what of GDPR, what is top of mind for you? And at that time, a lot of the external messaging around GDPR was focused on the fines that were related to GDPR. And so our hypothesis going into this survey was that the fines were going to be top of mind for customers. And actually, the fines were the last thing that was on their mind. The first and foremost thing was top of mind for them was, I need to understand what personal data I have, where that data is located, and how do I protect it? Because that is the most important thing to me. Not only that, but a lot of them were also concerned about, how can I be compliant if I'm fully in the on-prem? All that responsibility is my own. But if I shift to the cloud, or I migrate some of my workloads to the cloud, some of my data to the cloud, then that responsibility shifts to the cloud service provider. And in fact, in doing so, I actually feel more confident in my ability to be compliant with GDPR. And so at Microsoft, we stated to our customers back early last year that we would be committed to complying with the GDPR across all of our cloud services. Not only that, but we would share our experience as we went down this path. We, in fact, published a number of different white papers. We have a lot of different documentation online. Tina is actually going to go through a lot of these and show you where you can actually find this documentation. And then together with our partners, we're really prepared to help you with the people, process, and technology side of the GDPR, such that you on your own can meet that compliance requirement. And so as we started thinking through that sort of process, and we said, okay, what is it that customers need from us as Microsoft? This is a fairly complex regulation. The fines are actually fairly significant. The amount of data that is actually within your organization is growing at an exponential rate. It's spread across multiple devices. How do we help you understand what is the value that Microsoft and Microsoft 365 can help bring to the table? And so we really looked at this from three primary angles, and they kind of flow through a narrative. The first one is, how do we help you assess and manage your compliance risk? As you look at the requirements, how do you know which requirements Microsoft satisfies? What are the controls we have in place? What have we done to actually satisfy those requirements? Not only that, but then what are the requirements that you're subject to? What are the ones that you need to put controls into place for the data that you hold within our cloud? And how can we help you map those requirements to products within our cloud services, from Microsoft 365 to Azure to Dynamics, that can help you meet those different requirements? Then the next bucket, which I would argue is a fairly large and important bucket, is around protecting and governing personal data. And this really gets to the heart of the GDPR. All this data that you have that's being shared, that's being created, that's being disseminated, that's being looked at and accessed, how do you ensure that you're governing that in such a way that you're reducing that data set down to what's only most important, and then protecting that data to ensure that you don't have it accessed or shared inappropriately? And then finally, one of the most important pieces of the GDPR, the requirements of the GDPR around being able to respond to data subject requests in a timely manner, to be able to respond to data breach notifications within 72 hours. How do we help our customers do that within our Microsoft Cloud? Do it in a way that's intuitive, that is efficient, that helps you save time and money. How do we do that? What are some of the solutions that we can develop? And we went on this long journey, and we worked very closely with Bobby and his team and other engineering teams across the Microsoft Cloud to really develop a robust set of tools that you can go in to start managing those data subject requests in a way that would take the burden out of the process. So with that, I want to bring up Tina and have her walk you through the Compliance Manager and our Assess and Manage Risk bucket.
Thank you, Raman.
You're set.
Oh, I'll still use this for
Okay.
a few slides. So before I go into the product, I want to talk about why performing risk assessment or compliance assessment is so important. So just want to do a quick exercise with you. If you don't mind, please take out your mobile phone and then unlock your phone and raise your hand when you unlock your phone. Okay. And then pass your phone to a person sitting next to you or behind you. How do you feel? Yeah, it's a very scary feeling. And then we emphasize that feeling a lot because we know when you store your data in our cloud, that's the feeling of your organization, that you feel a little bit anxious whether they will be able to access my data. I'd rather store my data in my server. I think it's safer there. But then there are a lot of benefits you can get from cloud. Like if you move your data to cloud, it becomes shared responsibility that we protect your data, and then you also work with us, partner with us to protect your data in our cloud. And then so to utilize that shared responsibility model, then performing risk assessment is really important. So we want to help you through that process to be transparent, to that you feel safe to store your data in Microsoft Cloud. And so that's why we released a product called Compliance Manager in this February this year. That it helps you to perform risk assessment on Microsoft Cloud. That we share everything about how and what we do to secure your data. And also on your responsibility, we help you to give you tools, to give you guidance, to tell you how you can implement your own control to protect the data. We also give you building collaboration tool to help you to work with different teams in your organization to achieve compliance. Because we know compliance is a team effort, it's not one person's job. You need to work with compliance team, privacy team, IT team, HR team to achieve organizational compliance. So we provide you this end-to-end product to help you to understand regulation, to prepare auditing for your organization's compliance. And I want to share with you a video of one of our customer, Brona, a Dutch healthcare organization who use Compliance Manager to prepare for GDPR.
Brona is een instelling voor verstandelijk-gehandicapten. Er zijn circa 1500 cliënten, zorgen we dagelijks voor.
Een zorginstelling loopt, nou ja, laat ik het zeggen, best achter qua technologie. En dus dan moeten we ook in alles gaan voldoen aan de privacy.
En wij geloven in de tools die Microsoft aanbiedt, dat die het verschil kunnen maken.
Healthcare organizations by default care for the most vulnerable people in the society. And they want to do this with this real deep respect for their privacy. So GDPR helps them respect this.
We use technologies like Windows 10, Office 365. We secure the workspace so people are able to collaborate in a secure and safe way with enterprise mobility. Brona is een zorgorganisatie. Wil maximale zorg en focus op cliënt hebben. Daar past Microsoft 365 technologie uitstekend bij.
Yeah, so when I work with Brona on this case study, I also learn a lot from them, that regulation and compliance shouldn't be a reactive thing, that it should be a thing that encourages us to proactively enhance our security control to protect data. And then so Compliance Manager, which we launched this year, is available for all of you if you have subscription with Microsoft. Let me show you the product demo. So the good news is that if you have business or enterprise subscription, it's already included in your plan. And you can access to Compliance Manager on our Service Trust portal, which is servicetrust.microsoft.com. And then so once you come to Service Trust portal, the second tab is Compliance Manager. And then you can click on Compliance Manager and see a single dashboard that summarizes your compliance performance, including your compliance performance for Office, Azure, and Dynamics against the regulation and standard like GDPR, NIST, ISO, and now we even expanded to more regulation like HIPAA, FERM, and standard like FFIEC, CSS, CCM, and NIST CSF. So now we provide in total 12 assessments for you to perform risk assessment. And if I click on one of the assessment, GDPR assessment, there are 3 sections showing up in the detailed information page. The first section tells you what are some of the Microsoft Office services that are under this assessment scope. And the second area shows you the Microsoft Managed Control. So I just mentioned about when you move your data to cloud, it becomes a shared responsibility. So Microsoft helps you to take care of more than half of the control, and then there are another half of the control you need to take your responsibility and to act on those control. And for the control managed by Microsoft, we share with you detailed information about how we implement this control. So on the audit report, you will be able to see, Microsoft got this certification for this specific regulation or standard, but we didn't share with you control by control information. But here within Compliance Manager, you will be able to see all the detailed information of how we implemented control and how we tested the control. And also we share with you when was the last time we test the control and the test result here. So it just gives you a really easy access to that you understand how Microsoft internally have the data protection control in place to help you protect your data. And the next section is customer managed control. So there are a lot of controls you need to implement. For example, you need to encrypt your data. For example, for this specific control, this is for GDPR Article 5 and 32. It's about encrypt your data, protect your data. And then so when I see this article, assume that I'm a compliance privacy officer, I know about how important it is to encrypt data, but I don't know what are some of the tools that can help me. And then I click on customer action here, then I will be able to see step-by-step guidance, and then also with the link to the supporting document that tell me how I can implement a technology solution to help me to implement this control. So for this control, we recommend you to use our Office message encryption or our customer key to encrypt your data. So we give you link to supporting documents so you know how to leverage Office message encryption. And once I know how to implement this control, I need someone's help in my organization to help me to implement or configure this control. So I assign this control to an IT person in my organization to help me with that. So we have this built-in workflow management tool to help you to assign a control to a person. You can also mark the priority of this control since we have so many controls we need to implement. So we want to know how important this one is. You can take note and then you can assign this control to the IT person to help you implement it. And the IT person will receive an email message saying that, hey, there's a control assigned to you, come and then implement this control. So so IT person, then they can click on this control and come back to Compliance Manager, see a list of action items they need to take. And then they can also upload the evidence into Compliance Manager that say here, because I am implementing an encryption control, so I want to upload encryption SOP document as evidence showing that I have an SOP in place. And then once I implement the control, I can mark the control as implemented, and then I can mark the implementation date. And then I can reassign this back to a privacy officer to help me to test the control, review the control. And then as a privacy officer, I come back and then I review the control, and then I think the control is implemented well, I tested it, and I can mark the test day and the test result. And then you might notice that there is a relevant related controls column here. So this is a very powerful part of Compliance Manager. We help you to map the control across different assessments. So for this specific GDPR control, it's relevant to other control under ISO and NIST. So we already help you to do the mapping. And once I put in the implementation detail, task plan detail, and then upload the evidence and mark this as pass, then all other relevant control get the credit. They share this evidence, share this information. So now when I go back to the dashboard, you can see on the dashboard, it's not only that GDPR have one control implemented. Like you can see there are 3 other control under ISO got implemented at the same time as well. So we help you to save the effort to taking duplicate efforts between different assessments, because we know that across different regulation and standards, there are a lot of common things that they require you to do. Like within Microsoft, we have in total 1,900 controls across Azure Dynamics Office to help us to meet those various controls. And want to share this control framework to you from Compliance Manager. So then you will need to just take minimum efforts and then meet the most requirements out there in the compliance landscape. And then I can also export all the information in Compliance Manager into your Excel spreadsheet. And then this will help you with your internal auditing. So then you have all the information you need in the one spreadsheet that you can do internal audit to be more prepared for your external audit. So that's Compliance Manager. And then the announcement we are making for this Ignite is that we are expanding this to more regulation and standard, and we really encourage organization, even you don't need to comply with FedRAMP or HIPAA, those regulations, we encourage you to use Compliance Manager to proactively enhance your security control. So when you meet the biggest standard like NIST 853, it's just gonna be easier for you to meet other new regulation and standards coming out in the future. So that's Compliance Manager. And then I'm gonna pass this back to Raman.
Thanks, Tina. Great demo. Are we back? Oh, there we go. So, after you've assessed and managed your risk, your compliance risk, the next step really is to kind of think about how do you protect and govern your personal data within the Microsoft Cloud, and not only within the Microsoft Cloud, but actually beyond the Microsoft Cloud. And so as you think about your data landscape today, I would argue that not one of you is facing that every one of you is actually facing an exponential growth in electronic data across your organization. Not only that, but the complexity of that data and where that data is stored is growing as well. You've got data that is on devices, that's in apps, that's in services, that's on premises, that's in the cloud, and it's flowing around all those different environments. In addition, the types of data that you're storing no longer is relegated to documents and email. Now you have voicemails, you have text messages, you have posts, you have MP3 files. You have all this data that's flowing around, it's complex, and you have to ensure that that data is maintained in a compliant and secure manner. And so as we think about that landscape from a Microsoft 365 perspective, we really kind of think about protecting that data and a defense in depth strategy. So really thinking about identity and access management, protecting data at the data level, and then protecting data from external threats. And so let's kind of walk through each one of these. So as we think about protecting data through identity, it's really about understanding who has access to that data, right? Is it the right person? Should they have access to that data? When are they accessing that data? Where are they accessing that data from? How much data are they downloading? How many times have they tried to open a protected file that they don't have access to? And so we really think about implementing controls to ensure you have access governance properly implemented throughout your organization. And there's things like multi-factor authentication or conditional access or privileged identity management or across your environment. Next, we really start thinking about information protection and governance. There was just a session this afternoon at noon, which I encourage all of you to watch on Ignite, given by Gagan Gulati and Rudra Mitra. And they really went in more depth around our new unified labeling solution within the Microsoft 365 Security and Compliance Center. And this solution really allows you to attach labels to documents. And then those labels are persistent. And not only are they persistent, but allows you to classify those documents and then attach policies related to both protection and governance. And those policies can be around, encryption, watermarking, or retention of the document, records management, or deletion. And then there's a number of solutions or a number of features related to monitoring, such that you can understand, hey, this document was tried to be accessed. It has sensitive in nature. The person tried to share it when they didn't actually have the rights to share it. There's all this monitoring and then alerting within that thing. And then furthermore, here, this is not just actually confined to Microsoft 365. Through the AIP scanner product, we can actually take these same labels and label documents on premises in Windows file shares. So you can use AIP scanner to take the same labels that you've actually put in the Microsoft Security and Compliance Center, take those and then run that AIP scanner agent on your on-premises file server and classify those documents as well. And so that label is persistent, so as those documents migrate from on-premises to online, now our system has actually recognized this document has a confidential label. That label has an encryption policy, it has a restrict access policy, it has a retention policy, and I'm gonna enact each one of those policies on that document automatically. Not only that, but we actually give you the ability to auto-classify documents. So no longer do you have to be dependent on your end users to do manual classification on these documents. You can actually use the auto-classification engine within the Security and Compliance Center to look for data or look for patterns such as I want to find any documents that contain social security numbers. And if you find those documents, I want to actually label them with SSN, and I want to apply these policies. So we have the ability to do that now as well. And so we're really trying to, in this case, take the burden out of the process, right? And then finally, as we think about threat protection, it's protecting at the access level, protecting at the document level is good, but then ensuring that external malicious actors, bad actors, aren't getting access to the data. And if they do somehow get access to your environment, that there is a system in place that spans identity, device, and environment, that looks across and says, okay, this machine may be infected, take this action. This user might be infected, take this action. This document might be infected, close it down. And so these are the things that we've put into place to ensure that your data is protected in a defense in depth type of strategy across Microsoft 365. So let me show you a quick video here.
40% of energy is consumed by buildings. We're collecting more and more data. We can make smarter and smarter decisions. Together, Microsoft and Johnson Controls can dramatically lower that energy consumption. Johnson Controls is roughly a $30 billion corporation. 100 manufacturing facilities, 130,000 employees. It has morphed into this massive business that does all the HVAC for buildings across the globe, as well as doing fire and security. So data security, the ability to ensure that you maintain control of the operating system and all the devices is critical.
Buildings create a lot of data. We collect over 200 million records every day, and we have not even scratched the surface.
We're managing over 10 petabytes of data behind the scenes. We have thousands of Microsoft servers. If you actually look at our storage, it's almost going straight up.
Having Microsoft 365, we're able to put retention labels on documents and sites, and that automatically will purge after the retention period.
Microsoft Information Protection as a suite of capabilities, that's really what we're looking for, because not only then do we get our information into the system, but then we can rest easy knowing that we have the labeling mechanisms and the right security to maintain and manage the full life cycle of our data.
The partnership between Microsoft and Johnson Controls is actually 1 + 1 = 3. Our ability to create new solutions and scale them across the world is incredibly high. Together, we create something greater than either of us could have done.
Finally, as we think about the last piece of the puzzle here and the last piece of the story, it's about being able to respond efficiently. And part of that response is how do you manage the data subject requests that might be inundating your organization. Here at Microsoft, since GDPR, I can't reveal the exact number, but I would say it's in the millions of DSRs that we received on the consumer side. And so we had to build a fairly robust set of infrastructure within our systems to be able to respond to those DSRs in an efficient and timely manner, and do so in a way that we also were able to ensure that the data that was being shared with the person requesting it was the appropriate data. And so we took some of those learnings and we actually built solutions within Microsoft 365 to help our customers manage their own data subject requests for the data that's located within the Microsoft 365 environment. In addition to that, we also built similar sort of software in Azure and Dynamics that allow you to do the same sort of thing for identities or customer records that you may be storing in Dynamics. And so as within the Office 365 environment, you can actually search across Exchange, SharePoint, OneDrive for business, public folders, teams, and groups, looking for data related to a data subject. And then we have not only over 80 different sensitive data types that we support, but we've actually created a GDPR-specific data type and published that as well. And it looks for specific EU personal data identifiers and looks across the 28 different EU countries and puts that into one template that you can apply across your data in these environments. And then giving you the ability to not only download those results, but prior to downloading them, actually doing some cool stuff on top. And with that, I'm going to actually bring up Bobby, who's going to walk you through a quick demo of some of the new features we're actually going to be showcasing on Friday.
Thanks, Raman. Please put your hands together for Bobby. That wasn't difficult. Okay, let me do some exercise before we go into the demo, right? How many of you liked the session by Raman and Tina? Show of hands. Wow, they really threatened you. Okay, so let's go ahead. And let me ask another question here, right? Do you want to see working code or PowerPoint? Working code? Oh, okay. I'm going to see if the code works. So let's go ahead with it. What Raman was explaining over here, right, regarding data subject requests. So this is something which went live about 5 months ago on DSRs. But then this was the commitment that we had, and we had to deliver as Microsoft to all our customers on our cloud. But we did not stop there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what's live today, and I'm going to show you where we are heading towards. Because we understand this is not the end of regulatory compliance. Today it's GDPR. Tomorrow there could be a new data privacy regulation coming in. So we really need to be ahead in this curve. So let's go ahead and look at what we have today, right? So we put together a specific dashboard around the GDPR regulation whereby we had a toolbox. And how many of you have seen this? Show of hands. Okay, so people know about this. So we have a GDPR toolbox wherein we brought all our data governance and threat capabilities in one place so that you can understand exactly what's happening in your organization. And then we had an ability to look at all the various data subject requests in your organization, and you would also be able to create a new DSR case over here, right? So once you go ahead and create a case, what happens is we go ahead and search for all the data related to that particular custodian and then bring back the result sets. Now, this in itself, right, it's going to be really, really difficult because the amount of data that's going to come out is going to be humongous. And we all understand that because we're going to go across various locations like Exchange, SharePoint, OneDrive, Teams, I mean, whatnot, right? We're going to bring back so much of data. So it's really not going to be easy. So what we thought about is, how about making it a bit more interesting, right? So let's take a sneak peek at what's coming up, right? I'll wait for the search to run. That's OK. But remember the case, the same case, right, in our new environment. So you saw the list of cases over here. Here you go. So I'm going to click on the DSR. What we have put together over here is a representation of all the data that we have regarding this particular case. So let me talk to you about a few of these things. The first thing that you're going to see over here is the kind of documents that you have, the kind of emails that you have, right? And the reason why I'm calling these two things out is there are a couple of interesting concepts that we are introducing, and people who've been using e-discovery for a few years already know about the near duplicates and the email threading capabilities. But how does it help in DSR? I mean, that is the kind of pivot that we wanted to take over here. So if you look at the kind of data the system has found right now is we have about 350 odd files to review over here. But all that you really need to look into are these 100 files, because all the 300, we have a lot of duplicates, there is email threading happening, so all you need to do is look at these 100 files. So how do I go about kickstarting this process? Let's say on day one, you're not going to have anything like a dashboard, but then you're going to run the search query. So once you have the search query over here, which we just ran on the other case, you're going to start seeing all these tabs light up eventually. And you add this particular search result set to something called a working set. And once you have added it to the working set, I've done that for this particular demo, right? You straight away go into the working set, and this is where you're straight away looking at playing with the actual data set. So I would like you to note the fact that we have about 380 items on this, right? So how do we go about culling the data out such that you only need to review the most essential over here? So we have introduced few filters, so which is the inclusive and the pivots filter. So I have gone ahead and set up certain configurations such that it takes care of the near duplicates and the email threading. So straight away you can see that you only need to review 115 items. You don't need to go through the huge set of 380. The reason why I say that is there are statistics around this. It takes about $1 a page to review artifacts. So let's think about it. Let's say you had 10,000 page, which is about $10,000, and then straight away that comes down to about 3,000. You straight away have a savings of $7,000 over there. And I'm just imagining these numbers. These numbers are very, very less compared to the kind of data, petabytes of data, that you're going to have regarding the data subject. So let's look at some of the cool capabilities that you will have as a part of this solution. So I'm going to pick a particular file over here. And this is a file for a particular data subject, OK? And you see this called the near duplicates? Clicking on that is going to bring all the documents which are duplicates of this particular file. And from here on, you can also go into the annotate view, wherein you can redact the content before you export the content out to the data subject. So how do you go about doing that? Here you go. It's as simple as that. So you should be able to redact any piece of content that you don't want shared with the data subject, and straight away go do that. Let's also look into a couple of other interesting things, right? So I have this files, earnings. So what does it tell me? Once it comes up, I see that there is a document family around this. Okay, so I see this file. So what is a document family? Let me click on this. Looks like this file got shared through an email. Now, I can click on that email, which clearly tells me that someone is sending some sort of a confidential information which they shouldn't have sent. So all the information in one place, right? So that is the best part about the tool. And we can also go into the conversations, which basically deep dive into what are all the other conversations that have happened in and around this document. So this document would have been involved in some other email, whereby that email had some other document. So everything else is going to show up over here. So once I'm done with all these things, what am I going to do? So I see this file. Now, this file probably needs redaction, right? So I don't want to be sending this out to people. Let's say there were some credit card numbers over here. So I may want this to be reviewed by some individual in the company before it goes out. So I can go and tag the content. So this is really powerful because we did not have this ability today. Today, what you see is what you get, and you basically give it out. But with the newer features coming in, you'll be able to tag content. And the tagging coding panel that you see on the right side is totally configurable. So you can go and enter whatever you want. So is it responsive, non-responsive, or you want to add a newer item over there, you'd be able to do that. So let's say that this is export approved, and you want to click on that, say export approved. You can straight away go and look at all the contents. It's going to show up in this filter over here as all the contents which are ready for export. Click on this, click on export, and there you go. So you can fetch all the results which can be sent out to the customer. So this is how we are making life easy for people, so you don't have to be reviewing every single thing. So there are various feature sets with respect to configuration, how you can work on the condition sets, which will help you cull down the data and have a lot of savings around that. So with that, I will hand it back to Raman.
All right, thanks, Bobby. Great demo, man. Love it. All right, so with that, we got 3 minutes. I'll just recap. So simplifying GDPR with Microsoft 365, we really believe that we can help you accelerate your GDPR compliance. We have a lot of tools that we built, some of which you saw today, some of which you haven't seen, but we talked about. It really boils down to, we're really focused on helping you assess and manage your compliance risk, protect and govern your data, and help you respond efficiently to some of these requirements, and do so in a timely and cost-effective manner. And so we encourage you to certainly go up and use the Compliance Manager today. It's available at servicetrust.microsoft.com. Start playing around with it. Test it out. The features that Bobby showed just now are rolling out. They're in public preview right now. And they'll be coming in over the next few months. And so certainly start taking a look at those. And then the information protection capabilities, I encourage all of you to start looking at AIP Scanner. If you've got files on-prem, run it on a file share, see how it works. Go into the Security and Compliance Center, create some labels, automatically label some documents, see how that works. It's really important as we kind of think about that kind of stuff. We also have a free GDPR assessment at aka.ms/GDPR assessment. That's at the Trust Center, where the Trust Center is also a great set of resources. And then Service Trust Portal, which is where the Compliance Manager is actually located. We have a lot of documentation up there related to all the different audit reports that we have, how you can do a DPIA on Microsoft Cloud, and then, of course, links to the other different services like Azure or Dynamics or Office 365. And so with that, we are done, I think. Oh, I have a session list right here. So, and then there's a set of sessions that we have coming up. Remainder of the week, I encourage you all to certainly attend these. There's some good ones on how do you do e-discovery on Friday, get some data explosion coming up on Thursday, So these are some great sessions where you can go even deeper, and if you have any questions coming out of today you want answered, these are some sessions to go check that out. And again, thank you very much. If there's any questions, I'm happy to take them now, or you can come on up later.